you? What did you find? Oh, that's a leaf for a carrot. Oh, wow. Won't you be excited when the carrots get ready? Yes, you will. Look at the carrots. Look how they're growing, huh? Yeah? Look at the carrots. Yay! Everything is growing. Most things are growing anyway. Hey there. Good morning and welcome to another video, a garden video. So I'm so excited about doing another video with you. And it's been a little while. I don't know if it's been about 2 weeks. So a lot has happened in the garden and the weather and stuff. With lots more rain off and on and hail even. And what I want to talk about in this one, just to get started, is the back there where a potato patch and bean patch was. I never showed that yet. And I had said that the beans were underwater with the rain a while back, and well, we had more and more rain, and yeah, they're still underwater. So that's a loss. The beans, they're back. We got the potatoes, and we got back there, and we weeded them. My son had went the other night before and tilled between because it was such a mess. They're so grown up, you couldn't even hardly see the rows. So I'm glad I did not see it at that point. I'm glad that he had that done. Went there and he had tilled between, and then I just helped pulling the weeds and the thistles right by the potatoes, and yeah, it was a mess. So we went over there and got it done. I've got pictures of that, so we'll show the pictures of that process and got that part done. We're excited about that. And yeah, I'm here by our corn is looking good, so some things are really looking good with all the rain. Yeah, we will get over there. I'll show you the pictures over there, and then we'll get on to the rest of it. Okay, all right, so you've seen those pictures back there. Yeah, so it looks good now. We got finished and it really looks good. Most of them already healed, but it was almost too muddy for hilling too. So that's good, and they should be well on their way, but I'm glad we caught it in time, because if we hadn't, thistles and all the weeds would have really made it, the potatoes go spilling, just not do good. So I'm glad we got that. I have sunflowers blooming, a few. I don't know if you can see them here, just a few very odd sunflower blooming now, so that's exciting. So yeah, I'm gonna get a few of those. So yeah, what's happened in the last video, I think, has it been a couple weeks? It might have been. Oh, you've picked another onion. Yeah, so it's, see if I can see her. I can't. Okay. And she just gave me this. She just picked this onion. Okay, so now we've had a bunch of rain. Again, just off and on rain and a little bit of dry, just enough. Maybe we'll quickly go into this part of the garden, do a little bit of tilling, and then it'll rain. And then we'll quickly do a little more weeding and then rain. And I would just have to walk in mud to get some lettuce and some spinach and stuff. And big asparagus, just literally walk in mud. And then between the rains, with all that rain, if that wasn't bad enough, then we had some hail. And so some of my Chinese cabbages, my lettuce, my spinach, some other cabbage, the rhubarb leaves, was made up quite rough looking with the hail. So just really roughed it up. I mean, oh man, what next? But it's gonna pull out of it. It's already looking better, the Chinese cabbage and all that. Oh, we had a rootworm in the cabbage. Okay, so I was thinking, oh, if it wasn't bad enough of the rootworms, now we have this. But I did find some stuff at the local hardware store that I was able to use and put on there, and it looks like mixed it up, poured it down by the roots where the rootworms were, and they're already firming up. You could touch a cabbage plant, it's kind of firm to touch. I can tell, okay, yeah, it's already working. I think it's the root system is rooting back in good, and so that looks like they're going to be okay. But yeah, then we had the hail and everything, so that was rough on it. But yeah, it's all part of raising a garden. It's all part of doing that. It's just part of the weather that we don't control the weather, obviously. And so, yeah, all the rain, it seems like it's a little overdone. Oh, now I've got another onion. It's a little overdone, maybe, all the rain and stuff, but we can't complain. Sure can't complain because we have not had to water any of our garden yet at all. Well, I can't say that. Actually, when I first put funny, I forgot about that. When I put in just a few seeds, just right over the edge of the garden there, and I put in my cucumber seeds one time. It was just a little dry, and just with the water hose right there, I just sprayed them just because I could. It was just right there handy. Some other little plants, just when they were coming up, just in between the rains, actually, I just water a little bit, you know, just was a couple little parts of rows, and just because I could, I don't even think I needed to do that, but I did. But the rest of the garden that we had watered and watered so faithfully last year, not a bit. And in the back where you see that part where the flood, oh, it looks like a little lake there where our bean patch is supposed to be, last year we were watering it literally with big fire water hoses that we got. The big water hoses, and my son from the dugout was just soaking it, trying to get it to grow, trying to get it to come up, and now it's underwater. So that's funny. That's just funny. Yeah, otherwise I've got raspberries are setting on pretty good over there. Looks like it should be pretty good raspberries, and so I'm excited about that. We have different kinds of raspberries. We have yellow raspberries, purple raspberries, even some black ones I planted last year, which probably won't be ready. Then on the other side of the raspberries, we got a few Jerusalem artichokes that my friends came over from BC there recently, and they brought me some Jerusalem artichokes. So that's something kind of new for us is to put in the ground. So that's going to be neat. Yeah, so most of the garden is looking good with the rain. I'll just turn the screen so you can see the garden better. Okay. Some of the things that don't look good are all these little bit of beets, some beets here, some beans here. Seems like that too much rain is just not that good on those. Some here not too good, but we have some beans blooming over there. That's the brown beans. We have some of the brown beans here that we did actually plant here, so that's good. So we're gonna have some brown beans after all. And then I have peas over there that's already setting on. That my little son, he went and picked some peas while they were still flat, and they're not the peas that you eat the whole thing. They're not eatable peas. And I'm like, oh no, I'm not gonna have that many peas. But oh no, that'll be okay. So yeah, we've got peas that will be ready to pick pretty quick and shell out. A little lettuce. I have bigger lettuce. Got some more little lettuce. These peas maybe don't look too good here on the rain. So because this end of the garden is so much wetter than the rest of the garden, so things on this side didn't do quite as good as they could have. But yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at right now. It's all this rain, so it's a very interesting, I would have to say, definitely interesting year for gardening. Very different, very different. All this rain, we have no grasshoppers, not having to water, and we shall see what the rest of the summer is going to hold. Rebecca brought me a beet now. Okay, just as I'm about to close this, I just wanted to let you know again that I do these video that I'm starting the garden. This was new for this year, the garden series, and so I'm doing these videos almost every 2 weeks, maybe a little sooner, just depending on what we have. Sure, so later in the summer we'll be having a lot more doing in the garden and preserving, and maybe I'll talk about our berry picking because we'll be picking Saskatoon soon. They're getting ready in the woods near us, and then there are our own raspberries here, and then it's blueberries. And it's just one thing after the next at that time. So I might be talking about that as well. And so, yeah, I'm besides these garden videos that I do videos from the cemetery. It's a new thing for the summer, too. It's Hope from the Cemetery with Mae. And, yeah, I'm excited about doing those. And I've done 4 already. And just a lot of inspiration and a lot of scripture and our experience, our story, and what God has been doing in our life. And I know He can do for anyone. When we place our trust in Him and just let Him be the Lord of our lives, and the work that He wants to do in us and through us is something wonderful. So I have these videos, and I do them a little different. Like through the winter last year, I did just the garden ones. The cemetery is new for the summer, so there's kind of all different, but they're all my videos I do for talking about God and helping you draw closer to the Lord in your walk with the Lord. And I do podcasts for moms as well. So that's a neat thing that you might want to check out. And yeah, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. You'll get a notification of the next video. And yeah, just Stay tuned for more great things from my home, my house, and what the Lord is doing in my life. So that's something I'm closing this. So I just wanted to close it with some scripture. As I always do, all my videos, I'll talk about God, and just to be a light in that way. That's the reason I do these, right? So I'm in Philippians chapter 4. I'm going to start at verse 6. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. And the peace of God that passes all understanding shall keep your hearts and minds through Jesus Christ. Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things. Wow. Wonderful, wonderful. And it starts out, be anxious for nothing. Well, it says be careful for nothing. In other versions, it says be anxious for nothing. It says about worrying about anything. But praying about everything. Take everything to the Lord in prayer. And with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. With thanksgiving. That's very important, to be just thankful and with a grateful heart and joyful, even when there is things that's down things or things that's not turning out. Like say in our garden, when with all this rain and all these things, you know, it's just not looking as good as it could, or just we're thinking, okay, like why so much rain and all these things. You know, for one thing, we can't complain. Never. There's no room to complain, never. And to give thanks always when we go before the Lord with our prayer requests and our things, always giving thanks, because it's always something to be thankful for. We thank Him for that we don't have to water. We're thankful that there's no grasshoppers this year. We're thankful that all of the gardens that is doing good, and we're just thankful that we're our good health, or that we get up in the morning and there's the new day and all these things. You know, we could come up with a big list of things to be thankful for. You know, and when we are then in the peace of God, which passes all human understanding, you could not understand, will keep our hearts and minds through Jesus Christ. Isn't that wonderful? The peace of God will just rule in our hearts and our life, and that's what gives us the joy. Wow, just amazing. And then and we want to keep our minds on the things that are good and honorable and pure and lovely and of good report. So on the good things, you don't think about the down things, but the up things, the good things, and keep our minds on the things above, on God, and He'll just keep us going and keep us joyful. So I will close this one now. I don't want to make it too long, and it's already kind of long. And yeah, just stay tuned for more. If you haven't already subscribed, please do, and you'll get the latest videos. And share it with a friend. And yeah, stay tuned for more. Now you found an onion, didn't you? Yeah, so the onions are getting big too. That's nice. Well, you're trying to get a garlic too? What? No, you don't need to pick another one, huh? Yeah, so look at that. The onion is here. And the garlic, you can't pull it, can you?